As you know, every day Arsenal are linked with new footballers across numerous positions as Mikel Arteta and his coaching and technical staff seek to make improvements on the recruitment front to make us better and better and continue this upwards trajectory that Arsenal Football Club are on. When you look through our squad, of course, you can improve on every area of the team, but we have been linked with numerous strikers playing in numerous different leagues. I'm not too sure on which strikers you would rather, people listening, but we have been linked with numerous strikers ahead of the summer. And when you look through numerous areas of our team, I think it wouldn't go amiss if we signed a defender, if we addressed midfield with a signing or signings, another winger to ease the burden on Bukayo Saka in particular, as well as adding to the quality of Trossard, Saka, Martinelli, and the numerous options. And obviously, you know, whether you believe we need a striker or not, I've done a video on that, so make sure you check that out. But a striker, we've been linked with several strikers, you know, project strikers like the Benjamin Seskos of this world, all the way to the more experienced ones, to Osimhen, etc. We'll be here all day if I said all the names we've been linked with, folks. But what if there was a new forward and they were right under our noses? Step forward Mika Biereth, who at 21 years of age is a Danish under-21s international. And if he keeps scoring goals like this following his latest loan to Stuttgart in Austria, you'd imagine he'd become a full Danish international. In his previous youth days, he's played for Chelsea. He was signed from Fulham as an 18-year-old in 2021. And at 21 years of age, being on a numerous number of loan spells in Scotland with Motherwell, spending time in Holland, the Austrian loan seems to be doing him well, where he's scoring goals for fun. Again, as I said, it is well known Arsenal are on the market for a new striker, or when you listen to credible journalists, it is in that front. But what if there was a striker right under Mikel Arteta's nose that could potentially bring something to the table? As we know, he is only 21 years of age, and strikers do peak late, and you need to allow them to develop. But what if? And I think I speak for many football fans. You know, it's well known on my channel, I'm the king of Hayland. I want the impossible dream of seeing an 11 starting 11, better yet, of players all from the academy. It's impossible, of course, through numerous dynamics, but you could see just my level of ambition. I don't think any football fan, whether they love youth footballers or youth football in general, doesn't take more pride in seeing an academy grad progress all the way to the first team. You look already at our team, the likes of Saka, Smith Rowe, Nelson, and Nketiah are all doing quite well. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Iwobi, Joe Willock have all had great memories at Arsenal and gone off to play at a relative high level. And the list goes on and on and on. It'd be lovely to see another academy grad, another homegrown player come through the loan system. As I said, he had a very positive loan spell at Motherwell, where he did have to cope with injuries, but he showed his quality. Arsenal obviously recalled him in January and said, you know what, the next big step is for you to play in a higher division, in which he has took to the Austrian league, in my opinion, like a duck to water. We need to temper our expectations, not do too much. As you know, strikers go through patches of better form at other times than others. He's a young player and he's making the necessary inroads in the game. But it'd be nice to see him given an opportunity. Whether he will be, I don't know. He's 21 years of age, which is young. But when you look within the Arsenal first team, you can already see Kai Havertz, Trossard play as false nines. Gabriel Jesus signed for 45 million, potentially signing another striker. Eddie Nketiah's future is subject to speculation, but he could be another one. And he's shown that he can actually do a job in the team, or better yet, Mikel Arteta bets on him. These are all potentially path blockers, if you would say such, in Mika Biereth's pursuit of playing for Arsenal Football Club. And I'm proud of him, you know. Very rarely in professional football or youth football do young players go out on loan and their first loan spell is a hit. Of course, there's exceptions. But is it any surprise, you know, based on his time in Holland, in Motherwell, and now in Austria, his third and, you know, maybe even final loan spell, that he's doing quite well? He's had a dream debut for Stuttgart. He actually bagged on his debut, and he's recently scored in the Conference League, building on what he's doing. You know, at Motherwell this season, he got 6 goals and 5 assists in 15 games, and he's doing what he needs to do at his current employers, really. He's bagging a lot of goals. I believe in 26 games played so far, he has 14 goals and 6 assists. That equates to 11 appearances in the league and 8 goals. So he's in a rich run of form. One thing I like about him is his realism. I think he's very realistic about his situation, about his pathway to need to develop. Obviously, you know, you want to see a striker scores goals, and I think he does that. I think, you know, considering the different formations and systems he's played in Arsenal Arsenal's youth academy, Fulham's youth academy, and across his 3 loan spells, he's shown his intelligence and can get to grips with different tactical demands. He's very good in the box. It sounds silly, but a lot of his goals are strikers' finishes, poaching, little quick decisions, shifting it onto your left and right foot and hitting it. I think his movement's good. At 6'2", you'd imagine his hold-up play is very good. And he's a team player. Like, he'll run his socks off for his team. And in this day and age, you can't be a lazy striker, because a striker is one of the most important systems in football in the best of days, much less, obviously, in the present day, and definitely where Mikel Arteta is concerned. At the end of the day, I don't know if he'll be able to cut his future or cut his teeth at Arsenal Football Club, because as we pursue winning and playing in the Champions Leagues, etc., obviously Mikel Arteta is going to probably bet on the more experienced players, and you've got the Trossards, the Gabriel Jesuses, the Kai Havertz, potentially another striker. Whether you're a striker or a winger, there's only so many attacking players that can be on the bench. I think he's got a goal involvement, so that could be a goal or an assist in every 90 minutes, so that's very good. And I like how he's very real about his situation. Few could argue that maybe it would have been better to stay at Fulham. There's less resources and a clearer pathway, but for whatever reason, he bet on himself to join Arsenal, integrate within this football club, learn what he needs to learn, and give himself the best chance of making at Arsenal, but also being equipped with stronger foundations to cut a future in the present day. And at 21 years of age, I think he's going about it the right way, personally, folks. In conclusion, in relation to Mika Biereth, I think he's a bit unlucky. He's a bit unfortunate in that, when you look, when Arteta first walked into the job, we didn't have this. We weren't doing what we're doing now. And as much as I don't doubt Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, Reece Nelson, etc.'s ability, we weren't challenging for league titles and all of these things. So there was more of an opportunity for young players to play. As the margins for error and the expectations on delivering major honours bear on this football club, generally there's going to be less opportunities for young players. And as I said, with the numerous existing options in the team and potentially bringing in another striker, that could be something. Who knows? He might get a new and improved deal, be loaned out again. If he shows this on another seat, he might even get a chance in pre-season to cut his teeth. Or if he does this, I don't know, in the Championship or in the Premier League or a similar European league, he might get a chance. At 21 years of age, I don't advocate making a snap decision. The only thing I fear, though, is that you would imagine, based on last season, or better yet, this season in the summer, based on the money we spent and probably the money we need to spend to keep this upwards trajectory as a football club going, we're rumoured with bringing in a striker. That could cost anything from 50 to all the way up to 100 million. If you bring in a winger, that's about, let's say about 60 odd million, dependent on the profile of the striker. You'd imagine a central midfielder is all the way from 35 to 50 odd million. You'd imagine a defender could be anything from 20 all the way to 50, dependent on the targets and the stature of player that Mikel Arteta demands. So it's going to be a big money spending kind of campaign in the summer. And also, Arsenal are rich, the Cronkies are rich, we're a Premier League club, but again, to run a business, you do need to get funds in. And I just wonder, where you look at a young Charlie Patino building on his experience at Blackpool and Swansea, and obviously he must have interest from other clubs. You look at someone like Ramsdale, who's probably going to be sold, and the numerous other players. Mika Biereth, with his form and announcing himself in European football, where I'm not comparing him to, someone like Goya Carez and things like that, but he's a young striker excelling in a day and age where there isn't a household name of strikers, and it's well known that his current loan club, Stuttgart, wanted to buy him permanently. So maybe with the combination that there's offers for him, or been offers or interest in him, and the season he's having, maybe Arsenal will just say, do you know what, he's having a good season, let's make a handsome, tidy profit on him, and let's ensure that we get some money coming in to offset the outgoings, especially if we buy a more seasoned striker. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult for any young player making it out of a football team, really and truly, and I think in this day and age, especially for the top 4 to top 6 clubs, when just seeing one player come from the academy and become a regular of some basis is a success. The academy, of course, is designed to progress players to the first team, but depending on how you can develop players and sell them and the level they go on to play at, it speaks levels of your academy and your coaching system. So truthfully, I don't know. I think all options are on the table. It all depends what Mika is thinking about. As you would have seen by now, there's several comments about how he speaks to Ian Wright. He would love to make it at Arsenal Football Club. But once, as a young player, once you're exposed to playing on a consistent basis, it probably is very difficult to going back to sitting on the bench and hoping and things like that. Of course, expectations have to be adjusted because, respectfully to Stuttgart and Motherwell, Arsenal is on a different level. But you just never know. I guess in the summer there'll be a conversation. But one thing's for sure, Mika is doing what he needs to do. He's developing well, and we wish him all the best in that regards. And we hope the goals keep flooding in for him and everything else. And, you know, it's not just the goals. His general play is improving. How you affect the game without necessarily scoring speaks levels of you as a striker. And I think he's doing everything in that regards. Who knows? If we bring in a striker, maybe Kai Havertz is reverted back into midfield. Trossard is seen more of a winger. Gabriel Jesus, you could say that with another striker. Maybe an opportunity could provide itself to Mika Biereth. I hate to be that guy, but sometimes you just need a bit of luck. You look at Marcus Rashford, when he came through under Louis van Gaal, there was a lot of injuries within the first team and he took his opportunity. So sometimes it can purely be down to the environment and the circumstances, which are obviously factors out of Mika Biereth's control. So truthfully, we never know. But the very fact that I'm making this video and we're having this conversation speaks volumes. On the topic of that, let me know your thoughts. Would you blood him in? Would you look to sell dependent on the fee? Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and check out the other videos, people. Road to 70,000 is alive and kicking, and I can't do it alone. I need you lot to comment, to like, subscribe, etc. So yeah, do all of that for me, please. God bless you all. Peace.